Hello, I'm Azai. Welcome back to 99, Chapter 2. So I woke up about maybe 2 hours ago, did some morning, chores and routine, I guess. Today is a non-gym day, so I didn't go to the gym today. I ate sort of like a brunch, I guess, because it's 10:39 a.m. right now. And here I am, gonna be playing some more 99. So, not really much to say. I'm still trying to catch up to my training or gym schedule. So every week I'm gonna have an extra one day so that I can get back the time that I missed when I went to Vietnam. And I believe I'm gonna reach it, or I'm gonna get back to the point where I'm at after about 5 weeks or so, since I didn't go to the gym for 5 days when I was in Vietnam. But yeah, let me do the last episode recap for you guys. But truth be told, the last episode didn't really have much going on. We saw the scenes where Sora joined us when it comes to joining up as a comrade, as an artifact user. We also see Kakeru doting on Sora a bit more. Because, this is her chapter, this is her game. As for the things with Sophie and Kujo, everything so far seems to be the same. The only new thing that we see Kakeru did is just let Sora stay over in his apartment. And that's literally it. I don't think there was anything new at all. So yeah, we're just gonna continue off right after we have Sora in our apartment here on a sleepover. So let's go. It's almost noon by the time we wake up. We lazily wash our faces and brush our teeth. Wait, so did she also make breakfast for us and put it in the fridge? Gotta say, I like Sora's new look. Her hair when it's down like this is actually a lot better compared to when she does her hair. I don't know what she does to her hair. But yeah, I like this look a lot better. Though when it comes to like hairdo, like for me, I don't really like accessories. I don't like girls that do makeup. Like I'm pretty much a conservative when it comes to that stuff. I prefer girls that are modest. So I am definitely biased in how I like someone.
食パンとか普段買わないからな。助かるよほんと。朝ちゃんと食うの久しぶりだ。
普段なんだっけ？ゼリーのやつだっけ？
そう、10秒チャージ。飲んで終わり。
You can make like an easy, overnight oats, Kakeru. God, Kakeru, you're so unhealthy. That's what you eat into breakfast?
よく持つね、お昼まで。
持たなかったら休憩時間にパン食ってる。
うわ、早弁かよ。あ、ドレッシング取って。
はい。
あんがとう。
The two of us are still in our pajamas. Thanks to Kujo making us a bunch of extra food, I'm able to have a filling breakfast for once. We don't bother to change out of our pajamas even after breakfast. Instead, we jump straight into watching the Mobius Ring anime. Alright! We wanted to watch that yesterday, but we didn't do it because it was already too late.
つまんないとは言わないけど。
用語が覚えきれねえな。
初めて出る言葉をお前らも当然知ってるだろって感じで使うよね。説明してほしいよね。わかんねえよ。
敵の組織の目的もわかんねえ。
あ、これあれか。実は人だったってパターンか。敵の化け物のクリーチャー？
ユーザーの慣れの果てか。あの火事を起こしたやつも力に振り回されてる感じではあったが。
使いすぎると私もああなるってこと？意味不明なこと叫んでて超怖かったんだけど、あの人。
アニメと同じならな。化け物になったりはしねえだろうけど、そういえばどうなったんだあいつ。入院したんだよな。
So, we actually questioned this a lot faster in this route.
みたい。あの様子じゃ心の病院の方かもね。
心のねえ、魔眼のユーザーももう狂ってるのかも
魔眼？
な。まだ話してなかったっけ？石化の能力者だよ。アーティファクトの名前が魔眼らしい。
登場人物に魔眼のイーリスっているね。これミヤコ先輩がコスプレしてたキャラだよね。
ああ、そうだな。魔眼のイーリス。能力石化じゃないよな。
相手の急所が分かって弓矢が百発百中になるみたいだね。
全然違うな。
Well, we might be able to find someone that could do something like that.
ミヤコ先輩も言ってたけど共通点多いね。確かに。
もともと白蜜川の伝承をベースにしてるみたいだからな。その伝承がアーティファクト関連なら。
共通点があって当たり前ってわけね。
そうなるな。つくも神社になんか記録残ってねえかな。
昔の？
そう。魔眼の名称の一致は偶然じゃない気がするんだよな。過去に記録が残っていたのかもしれない。
ああ、でも能力自体は記録されてないんじゃない？アニメと現実じゃ違うし。
Doesn't mean that we might not be able to find some other sort of users with the same power, though. They might just name it differently.
そこはアニメ的な演出かもよ。石化なんて地味だし敵みたいな能力だ。
あ、そうだね。そうかも。
調べてみる価値あるかもな。
弱点とか分かったりして。
昼飯がてらつくも神社行ってみるか。
オッケー。さつきちゃんにメールしとく。資料見せてって。
頼む。
これさ、敵の組織の目的はさ、クリーチャーの救済なの？元は人間だから救いたいみたいな、実は敵が善だったみたいな。
いや、確か2話か3話でぶっ殺してたぞ敵もクリーチャーを。
Well, so did Kujo, you know?
わかんねえな、このアニメ。
はやんねえわけだな。
Sometime after noon, we leave for the shrine. They can't give us the original documents, not that I was expecting them to, so they give us a copy that's been translated into modern Japanese. I just hope these records have a few clues.
あ、何か買ってった方が良かったかな、俺に。
ああ、もっと早く気づけばよかったな。
引き返す？
この前のフェスの手伝い。バイト代もらえるはずだったんだけど出なかったんだよ。その代わりってことにしておこう。
お、じゃあその手で行こ
う。We pass through the gate and step into the shrine proper. So this is the first time we've seen Sora's backside, where we find Miss Narsa waiting for us near the entrance.
おお、来たね、新見兄弟。さつきちゃんやっほー。みこさんの服着てると思ったのに。着ないよ、あんなの。行事の時くらいしか。はい、これ頼まれてたやつ。
お、ありがとうございます。
I still feel like Sora is exposing too much skin with that outfit. I take the bag she holds out and peek inside. Inside are a pair of thick files. No wonder the bag's heavy.
学生時代に私が現代語訳したやつ出力してあげたよ。すごい、さつきちゃんが訳したんだ。一応郷土史専門ですからね。私なりの解釈が入ってたりするから正確じゃなくても許してね。
ありがとうございます。助かります。
どうしたの？こんなのに興味持つなんて。教師としては嬉しいけど。
まあ
I should have expected that question. As I'm trying to think of a good reply, Sora comes to the rescue.
ね、最近変な事件多いじゃん。人が石になったり変な火事が起こったり。ああ、はいはい。ネットでも話題になってるみたいだね。そうそう、アニメが現実になったみたいなこと言われてんじゃん。検証してやろうと思って、ちゃんとした資料で。どんなきっかけでも興味を持つのはいいことかな。ま、頑張って。ウィス、資料あざーす。本当はね、うちでお茶でも飲んでいきなよって言いたいんだけど。
仁義の修復作業中ですよね。
ああ、そっか。壊れたんだよね。忙しい時にごめんなさい。違う違う。専門家に任せるから別に忙しくはないんだけど、おじいちゃんがね。
あ、仁義壊れたショックで体調を崩したり。
ついさっきまでね。新見兄弟が伝承に興味持ってるって話したら生き生きとしてきちゃって、おじいちゃんに捕まったら半日は帰れないよ。どれとっておきの話をしてやるかとか言ってたから。
ああ、だからここで待っててくれたんですね。
そういうこと。おじいちゃんに気づかれないうちに帰った方がいいよ。
See, I don't know whether or not she's actually lying here, just so that we don't go into the shrine.
じゃあ、資料ありがとうございました。
If she's lying, that is a pretty believable lie, though.
さつきちゃんまたね。はいはい、またね。それ返さなくていいよ。
はい、ありがとうございます。
We bow our farewells, wave, and then leave the shrine.
よし、ご飯食べよう。ご飯どこ行く？どこで食べる？
What time is it?
ああ、そうだな。
あ、答えなくていい。どうせナインボールでしょ。私知ってる。
なんでだよ。別にファミレスとかでもいいよ。ゆっくりできれば。
はいはい。ほら行くぞ。みやこ先輩に会いに。
へいへい。
なんだいないね。ニーニがっかりだね。
いや、会いに行くって言ったのお前だからな。俺何も言ってないからな。
はいはい。何食べよっかな。
Sora opens the menu and looks over the options. The store is surprisingly empty today. I'm guessing Kujo either has an evening shift or isn't scheduled for today, since she's not here.
探してもいないもんはいないから。
探してねえよ。
Sighing, I open up my own menu. What should I order today?
私ねスパゲッティにしよっかな。ナポリタン。
Spaghetti's delicious, Sora. Ugh, but man, the calories in those things are humongous.
俺は。
すいません。
おい、
何決まったんでしょ？
決まってねえよ。
ごめん、早く決めて。呼んじゃった。
Thanks to my impulsive little sister, I don't even have time to peruse the menu. Pressed for time, I just ordered the first thing that comes to mind. Salisbury steak?
まさかのナポリタンかぶり。
Oh.
お前がせかすから初めて食うよ麺類。
パスタを麺類とかオシャンティーサのかけらもない呼び方するのミーヤンくらいだと思う。
うるさいな。俺。
I pulled the two files out of the folder and hand one to Sora.
うわ、分厚い。読むだけでも大変だね、これ。
Sora, I don't think people usually think about how many trees died when you see a bundle of papers. Your mind works in really mysterious ways.
翻訳した先生には悪いけど、関係なさそうなところは飛ばしちまおう。
調べたいのはアーティファクト関連だよね。魔眼だっけ？
そう。特徴とか分かれば御の字だな。
I open my sheaf of documents and start flipping through. Sheaf? Never heard of that being used before. Wait. This isn't part of the translation. These look like annotations. Left by Miss Naruse, I guess.
そっちが現代語訳みたいだな。
ああ、そっか。内容同じなわけないよね。そっちは何なの？
白三川の成り立ち、白三川を襲った災いとは、白蛇様とは。項目ごとに先生の考えみたいなのが書いてある。
どうする？ニーニどっち読む？
とりあえずこのままで。
ほいほい。
I scanned the first page. Wow, this is practically a thesis. Miss Naruse is a pretty half-assed teacher, but I guess she takes her research seriously. Let's see here. There's some stuff on the sacred relic, and another section talking about demons. At a glance, these two are the only things that seem relevant. I don't get through much in the 10 minutes it takes for our food to arrive, typo. But what I do manage to read piques my interest. Anyway, time for lunch. I'll read more later.
すごい！鉄板だよ、鉄板！下が卵焼きになってる。
Wait, the pasta is in a griddle? Interesting.
うまそう。いただきます。
いただきます。
It's not really a griddle, it's those hot plate things. Are those actually called griddles? I'm actually gonna take a look. Let me Google this real quick, guys. I don't think griddles are that, right, usually? Oh, it is, okay. But I do think it's more like the hot plate thing that you get from Pepper Lunch. Instead of like the big griddle you see here when I Google shit. Sora picks up her fork and twirls it around in the plate to pick up some spaghetti, then brings it to her mouth. Why would you need to use a freaking griddle on a spaghetti anyway? That's kind of weird.
めっちゃうまい。ここ外れないね。
おまけに安いしな。ここら辺では最強の店だ。
という口実で宮子先輩目当てに通っていたと。
資料なんか面白いのあったか？
うわ、無視だ。あのアニメ意外と忠実だなーって。
設定とか？
そうそう。昔ね、だいたい1000年前、ここに鬼が出たんだって。
こっちの資料にもあったな。鬼。それがアニメのクリーチャーだよな。
多分。で、白蛇様が鬼を退治して、この土地に平和が戻りましたと。で、現代になって同じことが起こったと。
アニメと違うのは、こっちに鬼を退治する組織がないってことくらいか。
Well, you never know. Maybe the shrine is something like that.
だね。知らないだけであるのかもしれないけど。あとはお家帰ってからかな。まだ全然読めてないよ。
俺も流し読みしただけだが、鬼はアーティファクトを悪用したやつって解釈で間違いなさそうだな。
昔も今みたいにアーティファクトがばらまかれて事件が起こったわけですな。
ああ、白蛇様自体が神器を複数所持していたことと、鬼退治をした時に神器らしきものを回収していたと思われる記述が原本に残っているらしい。つまりだ、白蛇様の正体は異世界人だな。ソフィーの仕事もアーティファクトの回収だ。一致してる。
まだ異世界ってのがピンとこないけど、迷惑な話だね。
まあな、しっかりアーティファクトを管理してくれりゃ、こっちで事件なんて起こらないし。
あっちの世界でもアーティファクトなの？
あ？
名前同じ呼び方なのかなって。ユーザーとか英語じゃん。
Sora's got a point. So you're telling me Sophie might not necessarily be from a different world. She might be from the organization that's supposed to be exercising these guys. And she's actually living here. I remember Sophie saying something about how she was using an artifact to translate to and from our language. Now that I think about it.
帰ったら本人呼んでみるか。
呼んだら来るの？
そう。でも俺を監視してるらしいからな。この話も聞いてるかもしれない。
おー、やっと会えるんだ。ちょっと楽しみかも。
伝承についても聞いてみよう。あっちの世界でも多分何かしら残ってるだろ
う。だね。とりあえず食べちゃおう。冷めちゃ
う。だな。最初から本人に聞きゃよかったな。考えてみればあいつ、手伝えって言うだけで 詳しいこと何にも教えてくれなかった。
まあまあいいじゃないの、これから聞くんだから。もう今度みやこ先輩にナポリタン作ってもらおう。
リクエストしてみるか。
次いつ来てくれるの？
さあ、でもこっちからは言いにくいな。
こういう時、私のずうずうしいキャラが役に立つ。
True enough.
キャラじゃなくて素だろ。
True enough too.
キャラです。兄のためにそんな役回りを引き受けてやろうというのだ。感謝したまえよ。
Thank you, beloved sister of mine.
はいはい。
やばい、超うまい、ハマる。
Sora noisily slurps up her spaghetti. If we're going to ask Sophie for answers, it'd probably be better if Kujo was around to hear them too. Of course, if I say it out loud, Sora's gonna start teasing me again. Besides, Sophie might not tell us anything useful. She might not even show up at all. Still, it's worth giving a shot. And so we head back home. We've decided to read through the documents before calling in Sophie. Since it takes days to give them a careful reading, we're just skimming the main points. By the time I finish going through my half, it's evening. From the looks of it, Sora's about done too. She dumps her file in the bed and folds her arms.
どうだった？
ぶっちゃけあまり理解できませんでした。
まあ、現代語訳されてるとはいえ、昔の文献だしな。
でも神様が使っていたアーティファクトが朝言ってたマガンっぽいことは分かった。
みたいだな。鬼を睨んで石化させて神器を回収していたような記述があるってこっちにも書いてあった。
さ、アーティファクトがこっちに流出したって前提で話してるけどさ、その神様がこっちにやってきて悪さしてるって可能性もあるんでないの？
Could be a possibility.
異世界人の寿命が長ければありえるか。
本人じゃないにしてもその子孫とか。
そっちの方がありそうだ。
神様が使ってたようなすんごいアーティファクトでしょ。そう簡単に流出しますかね。
Yeah, which is why I'm... Sorry, Sora. Which is why I'm pretty skeptical about the shrine, since they're from a line of descendants that are very tied to the history of the city.
同じ効果の別のアーティファクトかもしれない。
同じ能力とかあんの？
わからんが、似たような力を持った鬼の描写もあるらしい。
でもあれだね、アニメは意外と設定に忠実だなってことは分かったけど、弱点とかが分かんないね。
じっくり読めばまだ何か見つかるだろうが、そうだな、雑に読んだだけじゃ得るものはあまりないな。
ソフィーって人に聞いてみようよ、名前の一致の謎。
だな。あとは別の異世界人の存在も考えられるかどうか。
I throw my own documents onto the table and glance around. Before she revealed herself to me, Sophie pretended to be a stuffed animal on my shelf. But now she's nowhere to be seen.
どう呼ぶの？呪文とかあるの？
Why did she need to, like, show herself as a stuffed animal in the first place anyway?
知らん。
You know, even though she already pinpointed that we're a user.
監視してるらしいし、呼べば来るだろう。
本当かよ。
試してみればわかる。ソフィー、来てくれないか？聞きたいことがあるんだ。
もしかしてソフィーとはあなたの想像上の？
いや、いるから、ちゃんといるから。おいソフィー、頼む、早く来て。
病院行く？
だから。お。
A rift in space opens in my living room, and a grotesque plushie pokes half its head out. Finally!
うわ、マジか。すげえ。何？
聞きたいことがあるんだ。
食事中だったのに。
今舌打ちしました？
気のせいよ。
Not bothering to hide her displeasure, Sophie emerges fully from the rift and closes it behind her. She remains floating in the air like usual.
ぬいぐるみが飛んどる。
Sora is understandably shocked by her first encounter. Though it's hard to read Sophie's expressions since she's a stuffed animal, I get the feeling she's enjoying Sora's astonishment. Her full name is Sophithia. Not only is she from another world, she's part of an organization called Sephiroth, which monitors artifacts. She's just borrowing the stuffed animal's body and, at least according to her, she's actually a stunningly beautiful woman. While she's ostensibly our ally, I have no idea what she's up to. Plus, she claims I'm a potential threat, since I'm an irregularity as a user. When all's said and done, we don't really trust each other that much.
でなに聞きたいことって手短にお願いね。
まず一つ目、
面倒ね。いくつあるのよ。
3つか4つ。こっちの世界にソフィー以外の異世界人が来ている可能性があるか？
ないとも言えない。
Well, that was a quick response, though not exactly helpful.
把握できてないのか？
そうなるわね。自由に移動しまくってるってこと？あなた、かけるの妹ね。あ、はい。新見。知ってるから名乗らなくていいわ。
Sora looks at Sophie in disgust. You're just gonna have to deal with it, sis. She may be rotten, but we're stuck with her.
自由に移動はできないわよ。過干渉を避けるためにセフィロトで世界間移動ができるのは少なくとも私だけ。
We wish to avoid interfering too much with other branches, huh?
セフィロト以外の組織は好き放題ってことか？
Okay, so this Sophie probably is already from the one at the end of the last chapter. Maybe? I don't know.
その可能性は捨てきれない。他の組織や個人のことなんて面倒見きれないし。
As I said, I haven't really fully discerned whether Sophie can actually jump into the consciousness of like any exact replica of her in the other branches, or if it's only on that specific timeline, you know, on that specific date she can jump into. So this might still be a common route Sophie here.
ガバガバだな。
仕方ないでしょ。ゲートが開くなんて私たちにとっても想定外の大事件なのよ。こっちも混乱しているのよ。準備万端なら現地の人間に協力なんて頼まない。
なるほど。じゃあ魔眼のユーザーが異世界人って可能性もあるわけだな。
ないと断言はできないけれど。なぜ？
こっちの世界の文献に残ってたんだ。神様が鬼を石にしたって。
ああ、イーリスの記録がこちらの世界にも残っているのね。
イーリス？
あ、魔眼のイーリス、アニメのキャラだよね。魔眼のイーリス？こちらでそんな風に呼ばれているの？アニメではね。
ああ、文献に残ってんのかな。
よくわからないけれど、イーリスは前回ゲートが開いた際にその混乱を鎮めた人物よ。
異世界人だよな。
そうね、こっちの世界の人間。
個人名となるとやっぱ偶然じゃなさそうだな。
次の質問は？
今のに絡めてアーティファクトとかユーザーとかイーリスとかアニメと名称が一致する理由を聞きたい。
一致しているかなんてわからないわよ。私の話す言葉はあなたにそのまま届いていない。
Huh?
本当におバカさんね。言ったでしょ、アーティファクトの力で翻訳していると。
Come to think of it, Sophie did mention how words without a straightforward translation would be conveyed using our own unique individual Grasso language.
つまり俺たちに分かるような言葉に変換されているだけってことか？
そうね。私が口にしたアーティファクトという言葉とあなたが耳にしたアーティファクトという言葉は必ずしも一致しない。
That's confusing. Why couldn't we hear something like, say, blah blah blah, you know?
でもアニメもアーティファクトだよ。 翻訳された言葉がアニメと一緒だったのは偶然ってこと？
Exactly, Sora.
あなたも理解力に乏しいわね。うわ、いちいち辛辣。翻訳はあなたたちの頭の中の知識を使って行うの。
I don't buy this.
近い意味を持つ言葉をあなたたちが知っていれば自動的にその言葉に変換される。知らなければ大体は聞き取れずに終わり。
No, no. I would have preferred if that would be like gibberish.
その何？アニメとかいうのと一致するのは当然でしょ。あなたたち自身でその言葉を当てはめたんだから。
What is this artifact bullshit that you have, Sophie? That thing is I don't buy it.
けど
But I never heard the words artifact, user, or evil eye until Sophie. No, wait. The first time Sophie mentioned all of those things, I didn't understand them at all. It was only after Kujo said the phrase evil eye that I began to hear Sophie use that same phrase. At least I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I was so confused by Sophie's explanation that I don't perfectly remember the events of that night. I don't know, Kakeru. It's possible there's another explanation, but that makes sense at least. It was by hearing the words artifact and user from Kujo that I was able to understand what she was talking about. Now it makes sense why everything matches. All of Sophie's terms are being translated using the jargon from the anime.
そっか。じゃあさっきのフェイズシフトもなんで英語なんだよって思ったけど、そういうことか。
フェイズシフト？
さっき言ってたじゃん。自分しかフェイズシフトできないって。
She did? I just saw that she can change the branch or whatever. What? Let me hear that again. Where is it?
自由に移動はできないわよ。過干渉を避けるためにセフィロトで世界観移動ができるのは少なくとも私だけ。
No, she didn't say phase shift. What the hell are you talking about, Sora? Am I crazy? She didn't mention anything about phase shifting. What?
自分しかああ世界観移動のことか
Yeah, but she didn't say anything about phase shifting.
ほら、知識の際によって聞こえ方が変わるのよ。ソフィーさんは呼び捨てでいいわよ。はい。ソフィーはフェイズシフトと世界観移動って聞き分けられてるの？いいえ、同じ言葉に聞こえているわね。え、じゃあなんで私とニーニーで食い違ってるって分かったの？会話の流れで判断できるわよ、それくらい。おバカな質問ね。
Yeah?
すみません。で、他には？
あ
ないならもう帰るわよ。
いやあるイーリス本人かその子孫がこっちの世界に来ている可能性はあ
Why'd she suddenly go quiet? Her reaction's kinda suspicious.
もしかしてありえるのか世界を救ったはずの神様が今度は殺人なんておいソフィーん
Wait a second.
食事してます
完全になんか食べてるね。
自由すぎるだろこいつ
っていうか、何？遠隔操作ってこと？食事しながら片手間にこのぬいぐるみを操作してるってこと？うん。そうね。
Sophie swallows her food and nonchalantly responds. Seriously, no freaking manners at all.
いや食事中に呼び出したのは悪かったけどさ話は聞いてくれよ
聞いてるわよ。そうね。イーリス本人がその血族なら自由に移動できるでしょうね、世界を。けれど今のところそういった事実は確認されていないわね。
本人をさらっと含めたってことは生きてんのかまあそれくらいの有名人なら動向も簡単にわかるか
You don't know whether or not she's telling the truth though. God damn it, Kakeru.
またフリーズしましたけど。
お前 答えにくいこと食事するふりでごまかしてない？
Exactly.
うるさいわね。もういいでしょ。私は帰るわよ。せっかく作ったのに冷めちゃう。
ありがとう。助かった。
文献なんていいから魔眼のユーザーを探しなさい。それがあなたの使命。いいわね。
Yeah, see, the thing is, I don't want to work for you, Sophie. I want to find out what it is I'm working towards. I don't want to work to help you.
はいはい。
まったく。
Dissatisfied with my reply, Sophie sighs and disappears into a vortex of space. She really likes her flashy exits. She sure is bossy considering she's asking us to clean up her mess.
なんか
あ
私のコミュ力をもってしてもあの人とは仲良くなれない気がする。
あ、耐えろ。
はい。
Our conversation with Sophie was short, but it was still draining. Sora flops down onto my bed. But the next second, she springs to her feet again.
でもすごいね。異世界人だって映画みたい。
まあな。もうちょい友好的なら言うことないんだが。
言えてる。
Sora picks up the documents she dropped on my bed earlier and starts flipping through them.
イリス、イリス、イリスね。
それもアニメの知識から翻訳されたのかもな。名称の一致に意味はない。
じゃあソフィーは？
ん？
ソフィーの名前は何から翻訳されたの？
No idea.
ゲームのキャラとか？
その基準は意味が一致する言葉に置き換えられるなら名前は何と何が一致してんの？
Mm-hmm. Man, this artifact is confusing me. That makes a lot of things stranger.
お前なかなか鋭いな。
もっと褒めるがよい。
そうか。人の名前はそのまま聞こえている可能性がある。ってことはだ。
文献にイーリスかそれに近い読みの名前が載ってるんじゃないかな。じゃないとアニメで登場してるはずがない。
イーリスは神様の名前。神様は魔眼の所持者。何かわかるかもな。重要なことが。
でしょでしょ。
探してみよう。
ご褒美は美味しいスイーツでいいぞよ。
You're gonna get a pudding, Sora.
考えとく。
やったぜ。
I pick up my sheaf of documents and start perusing them. We have no leads on the user of the evil eye right now. But if we keep digging for information on Iris, we might at least be able to find out more about the evil eye itself. Let's hope these old stories have the clue we need to crack the case. And another day passed. We finished all of the food Cujo made for us yesterday, so today I'm making do with a paltry piece of toast, followed by eating the lunch I bought from the convenience store a bit earlier. Since yesterday, I've been going over all the documents again, but... So today should be a Sunday.
あのさ、お前いつまでいんの？
はあ？
Sora glances up from my PC, which has been hogging all day to surf the web, and gives me a look of mock surprise.
いつまでいんのとは？
しれっと昨日も泊まっていったけどさ。
今日も泊まってくつもりだけど。
But tomorrow is school day!
はあ？
泊まっていいって言ったじゃん。
まさか3泊もするつもりだったなんて思ってなかったっつーの。
私の着替えの多さで気がつけよ。
こいつムカつくな。
しみじみ言うのやめてくださいます？いいの？泣くよ。私泣くよ。
Damn you, Fia! I can hear your voice in that sentence.
ため息もやめろ。なんだよ。調べ物ちゃんと手伝ってんじゃん。
今遊んでるだろ。
失礼な。
Sora indignantly turns the monitor towards me. Oh, she's on the leaves of a Agostia forum.
チェックしてたのか。
そう、アニメ見終わったから。
どうだった？
ね、一言で表現するのは難しいんだけど、クソかな。
ク 九条に聞かせられない長文感想だな。
いや、クソは言い過ぎなんだけど、作画はいい、お金かけてるなってのは伝わってくる。でも地元民で伝承についてある程度知っている私でも1話に10回は首をかしげる説明不足さはどうにかするべきだと思う。
カタカナの長い名前が多すぎるんだよな。
そう、ファルシのルシがパージでコクーンとか、あれゲームやってたら意味わかるじゃん。でもこっちは見ててもわかんねえんだよ。説明しろよ。
そういうのが受けてるんだろ、一部に。
ぽいね。考察ページがすっごい充実してる。深読みしすぎだろうとか思わなくもないけど。
Hey, games are, important. I grew up playing games. These wikis, they're great, alright? The Rants wiki especially, they're great.
なりきり掲示板の人たちもすごいね。専門用語使いこなしてる。見てよこれ。
I look up at the monitor.
ガイムのグランゲインがアウトフォージした結果、ブラーサック・フォービドゥンが発生し、機関ミラのシンギュラリティにアサインし。
Yeah, that's just being pretentious, yo. That's way too much jargon in one single sentence.
何を言ってるんだこいつは。
こんな書き込みばっかだよ。アニメで聞いたことのない単語も出てくるし、解読できないよ。
Yeah, true Nibio people, okay, Sora?
いるかね、ここに本物。
どうだろう。
ここ最近でよく顔出してるやつはいるか。
管理人の司令官でしょ。あとはレッドバロン、夜の貴公子。読むだけでも恥ずかしいな。それにエデンの女王とハリーって人たちが常連。みんなどっぷりの常連なんだけど、エデンの女王だけ最近書き込みが増えてる。ちょっと前までは数日に1回くらいだったんだけど、かな？18日くらいから毎日書き込んでるね。
Yeah, that's probably when she got the artifact.
18。フェスの翌日か。
怪しいですな。
お前、アーティファクト手に入れたのいつだ？
火事のすぐ後かな。家帰ったら。あ、そうだ。
Sora twists around and reaches for her bag. She fishes around inside it and pulls something out.
ミャーコ先輩は見せない方がいいって言ってたけど。
So it's something like what is that? A wristband?
ブレスレット？
Oh yeah, bracelet. Man, I'm so bad with accessories. I can't believe I said that's a wristband.
ダングルかな。気づいたら持ってた。
Sora turns it over in her hands. Like Kujo's hair clip, it looks like a silver piece of jewelry with a simple design.
それが空のアーティファクトか。
Can we summarize or can we... Yeah, I wonder if we can, summarize the fact that every artifact is made from silver. Because the rosary that guy was using, the pyromaniac guy, was also silver.
ぽい。結構かわいい。不思議な力とかなかったら普通につけてたかも。
外せなくなっても知らないぞ。
ここは呪いのアイテムかよ。
Sora throws the bangle back into her bag. Shouldn't you treat a thing giving you superpowers more gently?
まあとにかく今のところ掲示板見ててもこいつだって人はいないかな。
エデンの女王が怪しいかもってくらいか。
そっちは？
俺はまあぼちぼち。
I flip through the documents until I find a page I'm looking for.
イーリスについてはあっさり見つかった。ほらここ。記述が一箇所あるらしい。イーリスって。
おう、やっぱりいましたか。
ただ、白蛇様の名前であるとは書いてないみたいだな。文脈からおそらくそうだろうって感じ。
白蛇様、白田様。
Great White Serpent or White Viper. Yeah, see? On the first chapter, I think they were using the White Serpent instead of Viper.
みんな白蛇様って言うけど、さつきちゃんは白田様って言うよね。
ああ、白田つくも神社だしな。
でも成瀬のおじいちゃんも白蛇様派だよね。
その辺なんかあんのかな。文献調べた結果、白田様の方が正しいと分かったとか。まだそこまで読めてねえな。
Sorry, referring to two different people?
そもそもなんで蛇？
No idea. I leafed through the documents. I feel like I read something about that.
あ、わかった。石化するからか。メデューサだよ。
ギリシア神話だろそれ。この伝承の時代に伝わってたのかね。
Agreed.
そっか。あ、言うじゃん。蛇に睨まれたカエル、神に睨まれた鬼だよ。
I don't think so.
無理やり関連付けられないこともないな。ほらこれ。
わからん。読んで。
せめて読もうとする素振りを見せろよ。いわゆる土着信仰ってやつ。昔から蛇を信仰していたんじゃないかってさ。
I see.
また変わった信仰ですね。
そうでもないらしい。縄文時代からあったポピュラーな信仰っぽいな。
Well, you guys got Orochi in Japan, so probably.
縄文とか昔すぎて全くピンとこない。
まあな。で、もともと蛇信仰があったから不思議な力を操るイギリスを神そのものと思ったっぽい。
ぽいぽいばっかだね。
はっきりしないんだとさ。資料が少ない。
魔眼については？
弱点とかはわからないんだが、人睨みで鬼を石に変えた。これが発動条件な気がするんだよな。
目で見た相手を石にする？
そう。
まんまメデューサじゃん。
同一人物だったりしてな。メデューサとイーリス。
神話の正体はアーティファクトを持った異世界人か。面白いねそれ。
まだ生きてるらしいし、異世界人はどんだけ長生きなんだか。
I dumped the stacks of papers onto my bed. I haven't read this much in a long time, and it's starting to make my eyes tired.
結局何もわからないで終了？
Kakeru, you're in freaking high school. That's the most. That's like the time that most people actually read. But then again, I'm reading a lot of these visual novels when I'm like after high school. You know, when I'm like kind of old, so... I don't know, I still feel like I read a lot more back in high school though.
魔眼のユーザーが異世界人である可能性に気がつけたし、発動条件らしきものも分かった。何も知らないよりはマシって程度だな。
ソフィーがもっといろいろ教えてくれればいいのにね。
だな。けどあいつ何にも知らない可能性あるぞ。
No, I don't think so, Kakeru.
そうなの？あんな態度でかかったのに。
俺の監視で忙しいとか暦が悪いとか、わけわかんないこと言って自分で動こうとしないんだよ。
So she's making excuses because she doesn't know and can't act? I don't know, I feel like she's withholding information.
何暦って。
さあ、ただまあ、あんまり頼りすぎない方がいいだろうな。謎が多すぎる。
When is the right time? So, okay. So what Kakeru just said there basically reinforces the fact that Sophie can jump into any point in time in the timeline. So, for sure, even though this is in the past, from what we saw at the end of chapter 1, Sophie already jumped to this part of the timeline. I see. Alright. So I guess in the first chapter, when Sophie jumped, and she didn't mention about the fact that the pyromaniac guy was killed by Kujo, she knowingly didn't disclose the information. So it's not because Kujo just suddenly came there and then the information was gone. Sophie purposefully didn't mention it. And I assume she's not gonna mention that in the subsequent chapters. because she knows that's a red flag for Kujo.
みやこ先輩はどう言ってるの？ソフィーについて。
異世界人と交流しちゃったって感動してた。
ああ、ピュアだもんな先輩。人を疑うこと知らなそう。
街を守ろうって燃えてるからな。
あれ？温度差を感じた。
何がだよ。
ニーニも一緒になって燃えてるかと思った。この街を守るぜって。
ああ、まあどうだろうな。
お前、あれ
なんだよ。
Oh, sorry about that, Sora.
下心だろ。
Uh,
そうなんだ。みやこ先輩と仲良くなるためにオッケーしただろ。やってやるぜとかカッコつけただろ。
夕飯どうすっかな。
まだ早えよ。うわ最低かよ。下心で協力するとか最低かよこの人。
it truly is, Sora.
うっせえな。お前だって別にないだろ。大義とか信念とかそういうの。
ふっざあるよ。私はほらあれだよ。暇つぶしだよ。
Okay. At least you don't really have an ulterior motive other than just to kill time.
バカかよ。
うっせそっちがバカだバカ。
Though to be honest, I feel that Sora is probably kind of afraid of the evil eye user or any sort of threats too, so that's why she agreed to join up with us. Even though she might not want to admit it. We continue hurling insults back and forth. You know, we're supposed to be banding together to save the town here, but our teamwork freaking sucks. Another day gone by just like that, and it's Monday.
早くしろ。行くぞ。
待って待って、スマホが行方不明。
I hurry Sora along in the morning, and then we set out together. She actually said her smartphone got spirited away. Ah, you're so dumb, Sora.
ニーミと一緒に初登校。
初じゃないだろ。
家から一緒に行くのは初めてでしょ。
ここはお前の家じゃなくて俺の家だ。
ちくそ、なんて頑固なありだ。
And so, my shameless sister and I walked to school together. We stopped by the convenience store on the way to pick up lunch. I thought Sora would complain about having to eat crappy pre-made food, but she's surprisingly excited.
一回やってみたかったんだよね。お昼買ってくの。
いつでもできるだろ。昼寝。
お母さんも
Oh, sorry.
毎朝せっかく作ってくれてるのに言いにくいじゃん。今日はお弁当いらないとか。
前日に言っとけばいいじゃん。おかんもその分寝られて助かるだろ。
一回行ってみたことあるんだけど、めっちゃ悲しい顔されたもん。あらそう？あんなしょんぼりされたらもう言えないよ。
そんな料理好きだっけ。
目覚めたっぽい。毎日ウッキウキで作ってるよ、キャラ弁。
え？キャラ弁？
なんかこう、かわいい。友達には好評なんだけど、実は食べるの超恥ずかしい。
それは言ってもいいんじゃないか。キャラ弁やめてくれって。
言えないって。私親にはこびるから。ずうずうしい態度取るのニーニだけだから。
あ？
かわいい妹にひれ伏せ。
そろそろぶっ飛ばすぞお
マジトーンでそういうこと言うのやめてくれます？意外とビビりますからね。私ビビりですからね。
As always, we bicker about nothing as we make our way to school. Right around the station, we run into the usual gaggle of guys. And in the center of the flock walks their timid queen, popular as ever.
なんかさらに数増えてない？取り巻きの。
なんなんだろうなあれ。今日は迷惑そうにしてんな。
この前まで偉そうにしてたのにね。変なの。ニーニの同級生じゃないんだよね。
違うな。多分。
じゃあ3年生か。1年でもなさそうだし。
今まで見たことなかったんだけどな。
じゃあ最近になって急にモテ始めたのかな。
宝くじでも当たったんかね。
実はアイドルだったことがバレたとか。何？
お前、自分の発言覚えてる？
あ？5秒前の会話すら覚えてませんが。
もうやだこいつ。
なんだよ、そういうのやめろよ。もうやめなさい。
あ？
A sharp voice catches our attention. Was that from her too? Sora and I cut our conversation short and turned to look at where the shot came from. The fan club is standing stock still. The girl in the center is glaring at them with disdain.
私に触れようとするなど、身の程をわきまえなさい。媚びへつらえばなびくと思ったら大間違いですわよ。私、そんな安い女じゃありませんの。
We stare at her, stunned by the sudden change in attitude.
ついに切れたか。
あれが素なのかな。キャラ変わりすぎですわよってリアルで言う人、私の人生であの人が初めて。
お嬢様っつうかお姫様っつうか、いるんだなあんな人。
お姫様、女王様。あのさ、こんな偶然ないだろうと思うんだけ
エデンの女王だってね。
ど。お、兄貴もそう思いやしたか。
So, the fact that she already posted as the Queen of Eden before she even got the artifact, I'm gonna say that she already has a split personality even before she got the artifact.
掲示板の書き込みもあんな口調だったなって思っただけ。
そうなんだよね。異常なモテっぷり、唐突なキャラ変化。
こんなあっさり見つかるもんかね。
調べてみればわかる。
調べるってどうやって？
任せておくんなせ。
So, this is similar in what happened in Kujo's route, or in Kujo's chapter, but Kujo's not with us this time.
おい！
Ignoring my warning, Sora trots over to the group of guys. She slips into the crowd without attracting so much as a single glance.
では、行きますわよ。節度を守ってついていらっしゃいね。
The group shuffles off toward the school. Sora briefly looks back and gives me a thumbs up before following them. Wait, what? She didn't? But the letter? She must be using her powers. Wow, they seriously work. I never really believed in them until just now. Still,
考えなしに動きすぎだろあいつ。
sighing to myself, I start walking again. As long as nothing happens, it's fine. But I get the feeling things won't go so smoothly. So is Sora just sticking her out?
眠い。月曜の朝が一番きついな。
休みを引きずってる分余計にな。
I toy with my smartphone as I talk to Yoichi. Sora's been sending me live updates on the supposed Queen of Eden. Holy crap, this really feels like a royal procession or something. This is not just some hyper-popular girl. Like, all these dudes are seriously treating her like a goddess. I found out her name. It's Haruka Kusaka. All the dudes call her Haruka-sama. It's pretty hilarious. Oh hey, you know what's really creepy? The moment she sat down, all the other students in the class did too. And everyone instantly went silent. It was freaky. Including the girls? She just started looking at the Augustia forum on her phone. I can't be 100% sure, but I think this girl's our queen. Her messages are coming so fast that I don't even have time to respond. She's on the leaves of Augustia. Guys are falling all over her, and her classmates are acting abnormally. I think we found our girl.
誰と話してんの？さっきから。
妹。
仲いいね。
普通だよ普通。
I give Yoichi a half-hearted reply, then text, "Get your butt back to class." The bell's about to ring to Sora. She texts back, "I've got a bunch I need to tell you guys, so let's meet after school. Bring Mia with you." Gotcha. Be careful on your way back to class. With that, I put my phone away. There's a very real chance this Queen of Eden, Haruka Kosaka, is a user. But the question is, will she be an ally or... Well, I'm guessing she's gonna be an ally in the third game. Because the third game is her portrait or her on the cover. And Noah is on the fourth one. Yeah, I just don't see this turning out well. Are we really gonna like fuck our sister though in this chapter?
ごめんなさい。お待たせ。
It's gonna be pretty awkward. But I'm not saying that she's not like a good, you know, a good person or anything. But like I mentioned on the previous episode, I personally would have... I assume Kakeru has the same sort of mindset as me, that he wouldn't want to fuck his sister. So there must be a very big development that would make him want to do so. At least if my assumption is correct that we are gonna have sex with her. Or at least, you know, get romantically involved with her. I meet up with Kujo at the front gate after school. The plan is to listen to Sora's report, but...
ソラちゃんは
Did she get found out?
また尾行してる。気になることがあるって。
大丈夫かな高坂先輩いたよね。
だな。気配はちゃんと消せてるみたいだし。まあ安心だとは思うけど。
心配そうな顔してる。
あいつが何かやらかさないかってな。今日バイトはないんだよな。
今日はお休み。
じゃあ。
I'm about to suggest she come over to my place, but then I stop myself. Sora's stuff is strewn all over my room. It's not really clean enough to bring visitors to right now. Plus, knowing Kujo, she'd offer to help clean up for me if she saw the mess.
ナインボールでいいか？
大丈夫だよ。
じゃあ、ナインボールで空を待つか。行こう。
荷物カゴに入れてね。
ありがとう。
I plop my bag into the basket of Kujo's bike, and the two of us start walking. On the way, I text Sora that we'll be waiting at 9 Ball, and she instantly replies with a Roger.
気になることってなんだろう。
さあな。あいつノリで動くからな。
やっぱり心配？
集合させたくせに何もわかりませんでしたとか言いそう。あいつのことだから。何？
新見くんってとってもいいお兄ちゃんだよね。
やめてくれよ。
Kujo gives me a teasing smile. She's the good one around here, not me. Though it's too embarrassing to say that out loud.
そうだ、助かったよ。多めに作ってくれたおかげで朝飯が豪華になった。
どういたしまして。お父様とお母様にもご挨拶しないとだよね。私の分までお金出してくださって。
You can buy some instant food in 7-Eleven for breakfast. They're delicious in Japan, Kakeru. Fuck you, dude. You don't have to eat your stupid 10-second energy drink or whatever you drink that morning. That's garbage.
気にしなくていいから俺から言っとく。
ごめんね。お願いします。
I changed the subject and we continued chatting idly for a while. And don't give me bullshit about you don't have time. Literally just put those things in the microwave for 2 minutes and they're delicious. We're here. I don't know why they're actually downplaying the instant food that they have in Japan, because those things are amazing. I don't know, is this like propaganda so that the girls actually start cooking more? Because I know for a fact that a lot of modern girls don't really cook anymore. That probably isn't just limited to Japan. It's happening here in Indonesia. And I assume every part of the country in the whole world. We enter the store, tell the waiter we're expecting one more person, and sit down at a table for 4. While we wait for Sora, we order a couple of drinks.
あいついつ来るかな。
尾行してるんだよね。
そう。妙にやる気になってるんだよな。朝にいつもの集団見つけてから
先輩と大勢の男子だよね。
そうそう。
I'd given Kujo an overview via text, but it might not be a bad idea to give her a more in-depth explanation while we wait. I start by telling her about Kosaka-senpai, and then I go into why Sora started tailing her. I wrap up by explaining the things we learned from the documents Miss Narsa gave us.
そっか、魔眼のユーザーが異世界人。確かにその可能性もあるね。
ああ、そうなると確実に俺たちよりアーティファクトの扱いはうまいだろ。手に負えるかどうか。まあ全部家庭の話だけどさ。
その資料私も。
Oh, sorry. Kujo cuts off abruptly. I turn toward the entrance and spot Sora. Sora's got her head down and is trying to keep a low profile like a thief. I'm guessing she's using her power right now, but she just looks like an idiot.
殿、密偵から戻ってまいりましたぞ。
ご苦労。
お疲れ様です。
どうだった？
ちょっと待って、飲み物頼ませて。
Sora sits down next to me and raises a hand to call a waiter over. She orders herself a ginger ale, checks down my water without asking, and sighs contentedly. Contentedly? Contentedly? I don't know whether or not that's actually right. Isn't that a typo? Isn't that supposed to be just contently?
で、どうだった？
ユーザーだね、あの人。そっか。どんな能力？わかんないけど、魅了とか？学年の人たち全員からモテてた。でね、あ、待って。
Sora's drink arrives and she cuts short her explanation. She swirls her drinks with a straw, waiting for the waiter to leave.
でね、朝なんか急にさ、高飛車になったじゃん。
だな。
席に着いたらさ、またおどおどしだして、その途端周りの人たちも正気に戻ったっていうか。正気に？そうとしか表現できないんだけど、それまでお行儀よく着席してたのに、こう坂って先輩が落ち着いた途端、急にみんなが普通に話し出して、それまでのモテモテっぷりがなかったみたいにさ、誰も高坂先輩のこと気にしないの。
That doesn't make sense though. Like in the morning, the guys were already swirling over her when she was timid.
魅了の能力を使うと性格が変わるのか？解除したから戻った。よくわからないな。
ねえ、ところでさ、なんで私ジンジャーエールをかき混ぜてるの？
知らねえよ。
やだ、炭酸抜けちゃう。
Sora puts her mouth to the straw and starts sipping her drink. She sure is relaxed for someone who just wrapped up a spy mission.
スティグマは確認できた？いや、生きてないっす。
ユーザーなのはほぼほぼ確定だが、まだ 100% とは言えないが。
いや、100% だよ。アガスティアのさ、司令官。管理人さん？そうそう、どうも個人的にやり取りしてるみたい。
メッセージで？
うん、やり取りしてるところ覗いちゃった。力の相談してた。うまく扱えないって。
Interesting. So the admin might actually be
環境設定だよ。
the guy we're looking for. Is the admin the commander? I don't know. We'll see, I guess.
力の。じゃあその司令官さんもユーザー？
Might not necessarily.
まさか本物が運営しているサイトだったとはな。
まだそこまではわかんない。なりきりの延長かもしれないし。
Mm-hmm.
それ言うなら先輩の方だってなりきりかもしれないぞ。
そうだけど、なんかね、急にモテ始めて辛い的なこと相談してたんだよね。力が勝手に発動してめっちゃモテる的な。てかさ、あのモテ方異常でしょ。なりきりであれやってるんだったら大したもんっすよ。
まあ確かにな。
私は直接見ていないけれど、そんなにすごいの？もうほんとお姫様。ちょっと羨ましい。私もあんな風にチヤホヤされたい。
じゃあまずその性格直せ。
直すとこなどない。
でね、司令官がさ、掲示板でみんなに相談してみればみたいなこと言っててさ、先輩の方は「でも」とか「みんなに話すのは不安」とかさ、煮え切らないイライラする返答を繰り返しててさ。
お前そういうとこだぞ。その口の悪さを直せ。
うっさいな。でね、そこからっすよ、大事なのは。今日会うらしいんすよ。司令官さんも白蜜川の人じゃないかな。もう一人来るっぽい。知人のユーザーがいるって。彼女が助けになってくれるだろうって言ってた。
So these are the three people that we're going to meet up. So I assumed the guy that would turn to stone would be there too. The other one would be the chick that we saw at the very end of Kujo's chapter.
知人のユーザー本物かな。わかりません。なので確かめに行きます。
は？行くの？
Oh,
あ
sorry.
と30分しかないのでそろそろ行きます。大丈夫？任せなさい。もし本物だったら一気に3人だよ。ユーザー&アーティファクト探し大前進。でもその一人が魔眼のユーザーの可能性もあるから、あんまり無理はしない方が。大丈夫だって。その時は逃げるから。私の能力思ったよりすごいって分かった。見られてない状態で発動すればほんと透明人間。
You're getting a bit overconfident there, Sora. I don't like where this is going.
なんかやけにやる気だな。
RPG の仲間探しみたいで楽しい。
お前な、今九条が言っただろ。仲間じゃなくてラスボスの可能性もあるぞ。
それこそ大収穫じゃん。魔眼のユーザーの正体分かったら勲章ものでしょ。2階級特進。
Sora, if you find the last boss when you're like super low level, you're gonna die.
それ死んでるだろ。
あれ、もしかしてニーヤン心配してらっしゃいます？ニミくん、ずっと心配してるよ、ソラちゃんのこと。
まあいや。
なんだよニーニってば、素直じゃないんだから。
うっせえよ。気をつけろよ。無茶はすんな。
We're gonna follow her, right, Kakeru?
分かってる分かってる。じゃあ行ってくるね。
Well, then again, if we try to follow her, it might disrupt her concentration.
待て。
何？まだなんかあんの？
ジンジャーエール台を置いていけ。
God damn it.
ドロン。いやドロンじゃねえよ、見えてるっつうの。
また戻ってくるからいいじゃん。ここで待っててよ。じゃあね、行ってきまーす。
She bounces to her feet and rushes out the door. It's nice that she's hyped up to help, but the eager beaver attitude is seriously not reassuring me at all.
ついていくべきだったかな。
あ、しまった。場所聞いておくべきだったな。
待つにしても念のため知っておいた方がいいよね。
聞いてみる。
I pull out my phone and shoot off a message. A few minutes later, I get a reply. Shiro Mitsugawa, god damn it. I know that, you moron. What I want to know is where in Shiro Mitsugawa. Despite the fact that it shows my message as read, there's no reply. That little gremlin is ignoring me. She really doesn't want us meeting up with her, huh?
どう？
ダメだ。あいつ多分楽しんでるな。力使うのと尾行するの。
心配だけど待つしかないね。
はしゃいでやらかさないといいけどな。
Sighing, I take a sip of the ginger ale Sora left behind. It'd be a waste to just leave it there. Oh wait, Kujo won't think it's weird we're drinking from the same glass, right? I mean, we're siblings and all. Of course not, you idiot. Kujo doesn't even seem to register that I'm drinking Sora's drink. She gazes out the window while she sips her iced tea. After a while, she puts her drink down and looks back to me.
でも心配しすぎかも。高坂先輩はユーザーかもしれないけれど、他の二人もそうだとは限らないもの。
I don't know. Well, it might be that it might be two different people, and the three guys that she's meeting with are different people too from those two. So maybe, I don't know.
しかもそのうち一人が魔眼のユーザーなんて。
Why?
まあ
I give Kujo a half-hearted reply and check the time on my smartphone. She's probably just saying that to reassure us without any backing whatsoever. That doesn't help Kujo. Sora said the meeting was in 30 minutes, right? Like Kujo said, it's unlikely any of the people at the meeting will end up being the user of the evil eye, but...
とにかく待つしかないか。
本当にいいお兄ちゃんだね。
いやいや、あいつやらかすから迷惑かけられるのが心配なだけ。
What's with those eyes? Kujo gives a knowing giggle and takes a sip of her tea. I mean it though. I just don't want me or anyone to have to deal with problems Sora creates. But even if I try to argue, Kujo won't believe me. Well, whatever. I guess it's not all bad for her to think I'm just a caring brother.
悪いな、付き合わせて。
もともと私が巻き込んだことだから。こっちこそごめんね。
いや、俺も好きでやってるから。
ありがとう。
We continue chatting while we wait for Sora to return. 30 minutes have passed and the meeting should have begun. But I've yet to hear from Sora. Kujo and I are starting to grow nervous.
大丈夫かな。
朝は思いっきり接近しても気づかれてなかったんだよな。まあ、大丈夫だろう。自分から目立とうとしない限り。
Another 15 minutes pass. Still nothing from Sora. I'm really starting to get worried. I offer a small prayer that I'm just fretting over nothing.
なんか頼む。飲み物もうないし、結構居座ってるし。
あ、そうだね。
アイスティーでいい？じゃあ俺は。
My phone starts buzzing. Oh, it's Sora calling me. Finally, Kujo's expression grows relieved.
注文は後で。
I tap the answer button and put the phone in my ear. Is it gonna be someone that killed him? Killed her?
もしもし。
お兄ちゃん、ごめん。
Okay, she's still alive at least.
待て。どうした？何があった？
君か。彼女にこそこそと嗅ぎ回らせ。
God damn it, she got captured? I hear an unfamiliar male voice on the other end. Shit, I was right to worry. Kujo looks at me apprehensively. I try to signal with my eyes that this is an emergency, then turn my attention back to the man on the phone.
誰だ？
君は AF ユーザー。
It looks like he's not planning on answering me. Furthermore, he knows about users and must know about Sora's power. There's no doubt about it. He's a user too.
沈黙は肯定と受け取る。ユーザーである資格がある。神社に来い。白田つくも神社。そこで話そう。
妹に代われ。
傷つけるつもりはない。すぐに話す。では神社で待って。
おい、待っ。くそ。
The bastard hung up on me. I clench my phone and hiss in frustration.
どうしたの？ソラちゃん大丈夫？
捕まったらしい。
捕まったって、高坂先輩に？
いや、男だ。もしかしたら司令官ってやつかもな。神社に呼び出された。行ってくる。
待って、私も一緒に。
危ないぞ。あいつ間違いないユーザーだ。
だったらなおさら役に立てると思う。
He's right.
分かった。一緒に行こう。手を貸してくれ。
ソラちゃんを助けよう。
I grab my bag and receipt and head to the sales register. He said he had no intention of hurting Sora, but I don't trust him. I don't even know what he's after. Wait for me, Sora. I'll be there soon. So Kujo didn't tell us anything about Noah this time, huh? But she should definitely heard us talking about users and artifacts when we were there with Sora. By the time we get close to the shrine, night has fallen and there's hardly anyone on the streets. Neither of us said a word on the way here. We just ran as hard as we could. We're finally almost there. We didn't have a second to spare, so I ran at full speed without any consideration for Kujo. Though she managed to keep up, she's panting heavily. If the other party's looking for a fight... Oh, sorry about that. I was moving my footrest. A guy like me without any powers won't stand a chance. So I stopped to let Kujo catch her breath, but she just says she's fine and urges me to keep going. I nod to her and sprint through the shrine gates. There are only a few lights on in the vicinity, and I can't see very far ahead of me. From what I can tell, there's no one nearby. Where are you, Sora? I'm tempted to yell out her name, but I stop myself at the last minute. It's possible the mystery kidnapper already knows who she is, but if he doesn't, I'd be an idiot to just tell them. Damn it! You're the one who called me here, so stop skulking in the shadows.
Oi! 来たぞ! どこだ?
I hear Sora's voice. Kujo and I whirl around simultaneously. We strain our eyes, trying to peer through the darkness. I can vaguely make out a silhouette. It's not moving. I approach cautiously, keeping my guard up. After a few steps, I'm able to make out the details.
Yeah. 思ったよりも遅かったな。
So it is the commander guy. So we still don't know if this is the admin or if it's that left chick on the left side. There should be one more person, right? And it should be the guy that turned himself to stone. But I guess that's after she posted the message. I don't know. Maybe we might have met with these guys a bit early. Like, this might be their first meeting. So they haven't recruited that guy that turned to stone yet. That's the same voice I heard on the telephone. Telephone? Why can't you just say phone? He's wearing a Hakusen uniform, meaning he's probably a fellow classmate. Two people are flanking him, and one of them is Kosaka-senpai. The other is also a girl, but the deep hood on her sweatshirt makes it impossible to see her face.
怖がらせてすまなかったね。
The man shoves Sora from behind. Surprised that she's being let go this easily, Sora blinks a few times before dashing over to me.
無事か?
怪我はない？大丈夫。
So the guy found out Sora when she is using her you know, her skill. I don't know whether or not Sora actually got found out by Haruka while she was tailing, and then she just told the commander after they met up. We still don't know whether or not he found her by himself or if she was already found by, you know, Haruka. I give her a quick look over, but don't see any visible injuries. She wasn't manhandled, at least. We've got Sora back, so there's no reason to stay here any longer. However, I doubt they're just going to let us leave.
妹が世話になったみたいだな。
こそこそ嗅ぎ回っていたところを彼女が見つけてくれてね。
The man glances over at the hooded girl. Oh, she was the one that found her. She seems completely indifferent to the proceedings. Her posture is slack, and only her mouth is moving as she chews a stick of gum. Kosaka-senpai, on the other hand, wears a confident smile. I guess she's using her power right now. If we wanted to run, I think we could manage it. But it's dangerous to turn our backs to these guys when we don't know what their abilities are.
君たちの目的は分かっている。きっと我らと同じだ。仲間探しだろう?
I don't respond. But it looks like this guy wasn't really expecting an answer. His lips curl into an arrogant smirk.
まずは自己紹介をしておこう。彼女はエンプレス。 フードの彼女はゴースト。
Oh, so that's the ghost? Interesting, she doesn't really look like that, huh? Interesting.
そして私は司令官リグ・ベーダの長。
God, you're pretentious. And damn, you got such a deep voice, though.
リグベーダ。
そう、我らはリグ・ベーダ。AF ユーザーによって構成された AF ユーザーのための組織だ。
Normally, this would be the point I'd go, what the hell is this guy talking about? But Sophie mentioned her organization as well, so it's not that surprising that more exist. This guy looks human, but there's no proof the Otherworlders who were involved in a disaster centuries ago all returned to their world. So what proof do I have that he's really a human? He might be one of the Otherworlders, or their descendants. It's possible an organization of users has existed for ages, hidden from the public eye. There are a lot of possibilities as to who this commander really is. I like to think he's just some chuny edgelord, but I've got a sneaking suspicion he's more than that.
呼び出したのは他でもない。要件はたった一つだ。リグ・ベーダに加わりたまえ。我らの同胞として君たちを迎え入れよう。
Very familiar voice actor that this guy has here. He spreads his arms out in an exaggerated manner. That arrogant attitude of his pisses me off. Still, it's true that we need allies. To be honest, his offer is pretty appealing. Assuming, of course, that he's one of the good guys. Who just seems to be thinking the same thing. Before I can say anything, she lifts a finger to signal that she has a question.
どうぞ。何でも聞いてくれたまえ。
あなたたちの目的は何でしょうか。それを聞いてから判断したいです。
そうだ。
He strokes his shin. You know, his hammy acting doesn't exactly inspire confidence. And even setting that aside, something's clearly off here. Kusaka-senpai's haughty smile hasn't budged an inch, so I can't tell what she's thinking, but... that girl he called Ghost is clearly annoyed. And not at us, at this commander guy. The entire time he's been talking, she's been sighing and clicking her tongue. She's not even trying to hide her irritation. While it's too early to relax, I'm pretty sure these three aren't as united as this guy's trying to make it sound. When I realize that, Commander's arrogant attitude starts seeming more comical than threatening. After a long pause, which he probably only took to try to make us sweat, he finally answers Kujo's question.
我らの目的、それは AF ユーザーの理想郷を作ることだ。
理想郷。
そうだ。AF ユーザーは頂上の力を持った人を超えた存在だ。いずれ必ず迫害される。
Well, that's true.
そうなる前に我らが支配する。
支配って何をするつもりですか。
力を示す。そうすれば自然と恐れ敬うだ。新人類たる我ら AF ユーザー。
Incredible. This guy's serious. I can tell from the look in his eyes. He actually believes all that bullshit he just spouted. I should have trusted my gut. This guy's dangerous.
力を示すって言ったな。
ああ、
石化事件についてどう思う？あれがユーザーが力を示した結果だぞ。
素晴らしいね。
あ？
力は存分に振るうべきだ。そのために与えられたのだからな。
人殺しの力だぞ。
それがどうした？
帰るぞ、ソラ、九条。
まだ返事を聞いていないが。
本気で言ってんのか？
I turn back to the commander and glare at him with all my might.
ふざけんなよ。 人殺しを容認するような連中と組めるかよ。それが俺の答えだ。
そうか。なら君たちは敵だな。
Is he the evil eye user? We'll see. A stigma appears on the commander's face. This guy's crazy. I knew he was dangerous, but I didn't think he'd go straight to using his power on us.
空と九条は逃げろ。
でも
戦略的撤退だ。成瀬先生家に駆け込め。情けないが分が悪い。大人に頼ろう。
だったらみんなで逃げれば。私も残る。先生の家にはソラちゃんお願い。なんで私だけ。誰かは行かなくちゃ。ソラちゃんはもう頑張ってくれたから、今度は私が。
いいから二人は行け。やる気になってんのはあの野郎だけだ。1対1なら俺一人でいい。
Oh, really? His so-called comrades aren't going to help him.
でもこうなったのは私のせいだから。
まだかかりそうか。
The commander gives me a condescending smirk.
一人でも三人でも構わないぞ。二人が動かないのは私一人で十分だ。
Man, who's this voice? This voice is very familiar. I gotta Google this, guys. Give me 1 second. Who is this voice? 9-9. Second chapter, Sora no Iro. Yes. Let me take a look at the voice actor for this guy. I am very curious about who he is. Who does he voice? Oh my god, it's Sugita! Oh my god! It's Gin-chan! It's Gintoki from Gintama. Oh my god, that's why. Fuck! I'm like, holy shit, this guy's voice is so familiar. Wow, they got so many big names in this anime, or sorry, this visual novel. What the fuck?
逃げるのならば追いはしない。臆病者は脅威足りえない。
Wow.
見逃してやろう。だが向かってくるのであれば徹底的に排除する。我々の邪魔はさせない。すべては理想郷を築くために。
人を殺してか。
必要な。
そっちの二人もそれでいいのかよ。
暴力は嫌いですが、能力を存分に使える世界には興味がありますね。したいことを我慢しなければいけない。とっても窮屈ですもの。
説得失敗だな。どうする？逃げるか戦うか。
耳か。
分が悪すぎる。逃げるべきだ。
この人たちこのままにしておいちゃダメだと思う。兄ちゃん、私も逃げないからね。
やるしかねえか。
来るか。いいだろう。君たちを我らの敵と認定する。
God, you're so freaking edgy though. Well, not edgy, but like pretentious. God damn it.
さあ来い。我らが理想のために君たちを徹底的に。
踏みせぬ者は暴力で排除する。野蛮な思考。それで新人類とは呆れるわね。
Okay, Noah followed us.
何？
は。
It happens the moment we resolve ourselves. A voice like an iron fist in a velvet glove pushes aside the tension. Of course, there's another Chuny here. Who is that? Is she on their side too? No, they're just as surprised as we are. Then is she on our side? I turn back. Who the heck?
助けるつもりはなかったけど、むざむざ死なせるのも後味が悪い。誰？うちの常連さんの。
パフェクイーン。
そんな名前で呼ばれているのね。
We can at least see her powers though this time.
いや
We've been interrupted by the student from Kuho who's always hanging out at 9 Ball. Come to think of it, she was there today too. Did she overhear our conversation and decide to tell us? Also, she's acting like some kind of big shot hero, but...
任せろって
話は聞いていたわ。私もあなたたちと同じ生物に選ばれた能力者。
は
さあ、行きなさい。ここは私一人で断りで。
The commander's stigma vanishes.
突然現れて大した自信だな。何者だ。
悪党に名乗る名などない。
悪党我らを悪と断ずる。どうやら君も愚かなユーザーの一人のよう。
愚者で構わない。あなたたちのような王様気取りの悪を断罪できるのに。
我らを裁く。君は神にでもなったつもりか。
いいえ、そこまでうぬぼれてはいない。私は一人の人間。正義を愛するちっぽけな人間。そしてあなたたちに立ち向かおうとした彼らの人間。
I guess she actually judges us as someone worth protecting in this timeline because, yeah, we clearly state that we are not in line with the actions of the evil eye user. She spares us a glance. Then she turns to glare at the commander. This is clearly mimicking, you know, like that girl from Chunibyo. Rika, I think was her name. That anime a long time ago that I watched back in high school. In the brief moment she turned to us, I saw a stigma shining in her left eye. She wasn't bluffing. This girl's a user too.
覚えておきなさい。リグベーダー。あなたたちが自らの理想のために人々の平穏を己が欲望のために踏みにじらんとするならばその野望は私たちバルハラソサイエティが打ち砕く。
That is such a lame name. She flings out her hand and points dramatically at the commander, striking a heroic pose. Wait, what?
バル
Both Sora and Kujo are at a loss for words. I didn't mishear her, right? She definitely just said we, right? So like, we're a group now? And we have a name?
バルハラソサイティ。そうか。貴様らがまさか実在していたとはな。
Is this a... Are they actually just role-playing?
何え
それはこっちのセリフ。リグベーダー。あなたたちも目覚めていたとはね。
God, these guys are role-playing the anime, aren't they?
有名なの？リグなんとかとバルなんとかって有名なの？
No, it's probably OGs. They're probably role-playing OGs. God!
わからない。
They're probably role-playing OG characters here.
ラグナロクを止めることが私たちの使命。覚悟なさい。
ラグナロクか。見当違いも甚だしいな。
なんですって。
我らの目的はヒュージアポカリプスによる世界の再創造だ。ラグナロクの日ではない。
できると思っているの？エンシェントエッタプロトコルはすでに発動している。だからバルキリアたる私がここにいるの。
それがどうした？黒の目視録は我が手中にある。貴様らに何ができるというのだ。
I guess this is why the hooded girl was pissed off. Unable to keep up, Sora, Kujo, and I exchange confused glances. Guys? What are you looking at me for? It's not like I have any idea what to do. Across from us, the hooded girl heaves another sigh, and even Kosaka-senpai looks fed up. What the hell happened? I thought we were all about to start fighting for our lives, and now we're all just rolling our eyes. Though I suppose this is still a pissing match between two users, so I shouldn't let my guard down. Well, at least I've got my answers about who these guys are. They're no secret society or of other worlders, just an edgelord and his unwilling companions. The real miracle here is that the Parfait Queen and the Commander are somehow carrying on a conversation while making up like half the words they're using. They must both be master communicators in their own special way.
オーディンの名においてあなたを撃つ。
やってみるがいい。漆黒の渦、ケイオスタイドの大いなるうねりに貴様ごときが。
おい。
An annoyed voice cuts through the bullshit and
これ以上くだらねえ話を続けるなら俺は帰るぞ。ユーザーを4人も発見できた。もう十分だろ。今この場でやり合うのは無駄だ。効率が悪い。
先ほども申しましたが、暴力が嫌いですの。喧嘩がしたいのでしたら、私がいないところでお願いしますわ。
looks like he's a commander only in name.
今宵はここまでとしよう。楽しかったよ。
逃げるの？
見逃してやろうというのだ。せいぜい抗うがいい。神の駒使いたちよ。
Oh god, he's seriously trying to laugh evilly, isn't he? If this were a manga, this would be where he teleports away like Sophie. However,
どうかよ。
I mean, they don't have the powers to do that, Sora. Sora's timing is so perfect and nearly bursts out laughing. But my good humor vanishes in an instant.
夜道には気をつけろよ。お兄ちゃん。
Yeah, clearly this girl is the evil one. Or, I guess we don't know whether or not she's evil, but she's definitely hostile. The hooded girl whispers to me as she walks past. She flashes me a creepy grin and disappears with the others. She might be the Medusa girl, the evil eye user. Because she was shown in chapter 1, but that might be a red herring to try to make us, you know, into being cautious with her. I thought that commander guy was just full of hot air. The way I figured, the two girls in his group were more rational and didn't share his opinions. But it looks like I was wrong.
ニミ君。
That hooded girl's expression made it clear she wouldn't hesitate to kill.
お兄ちゃん。
怪我はないか？
うん、大丈夫。ひどいことはされてない。一見落着とはいかなかったけれど、犠牲が出なくてよかった。ありがとうございました。助けてくださって。礼などいらない。あなたたちが立ち向かう姿勢を見せなかったら助けるつもりもなかった。あなたたちの正義の心に私の心が共鳴しただけのこと。それじゃ。
いや、待った。ちょっと待ってくれ。
結城ノアよ。
We returned to Nine Ball. At first, she insisted she had nothing to say to us, but she folded pretty quickly when I offered to buy her a parfait thanks for saving us. Once we get introductions out of the way, I asked the question on everyone's mind.
ユーザーなんだよな。
ユーザー。あなたたちはそう呼んでいるようね。じゃあ、アーティファクト。生物のことね。持っている。
Despite both parties having our own made-up terms, we're able to understand each other pretty well. I'm gonna call her Noah. Noah casually takes a bite of her parfait. Though I suppose it's possible we're just talking about different things and not realizing it. No, wait. I saw her stigma. She's a user, no doubt about it. What I really want to know is...
どうして俺たちを助けてくれたんだ？
認識を改めたから。認識？
Kujo, who's sitting next to Noah, glances over at me. I'm confused too. She's talking like she already knew us. Noah seems to understand our confusion since she keeps going. Well, it's possible she was planning to explain all of this regardless.
あなたたちは私をただの常連だと思っていたようだけれど、私はあなたたちが能力者であることをすでに知っていた。はあ、店内であんなに大声で話していれば嫌でも聞こえる。
She sighs. Did she overhear us when we were talking about Sora's abilities? Come to think of it, she might have been there that day too. My memories are too vague to be sure, but I have an inkling she was.
それ以来、あなたたちのことを警戒していた。
警戒？
そう。力に溺れ、罪を犯すようであれば、私が裁くつもりでいた。いえ、私たちはそんな。わかっている。
She puts down her spoon and wipes a bit of whipped cream from the corner of her mouth. She then takes a gulp of her tea and continues her story.
あなたたちはリグベーダの思想に対し怒りを抱いていた。
Incense? I didn't even know you can use that as a verb.
ですね。人が死んでいるのに素晴らしいなんて。
Is that a verb or is that a noun? Or an adjective? I don't even know. Is that supposed to be an adjective? I don't know.
信用とまではいかないけれど、少なくとも悪人ではないと思ったの。それが助けた理由。
She picks up her spoon and takes another bite of her parfait. She was gonna pass judgment on us, huh? I noticed this back when she first showed up to help. She sure is confident in her powers. While I am curious what her artifact lets her do, I don't completely trust her yet either. I'm pretty sure she's not a bad person, but I don't want to reveal all of our cards to her. And if we ask about her abilities, we'll be obligated to tell her about ours. And there actually is something I'm even more interested in than her powers.
理由は分かった。ありがとう。部が悪い状況だったから本当に助かった。もう一つ聞いていいか？
ええ。
バルなんだっけ、バルなんとか。
ワルハラソサイエティ。
そう、それだ。なんなんだそれ。
一言で言い表すことは難しいけれど、わかりやすく説明するならば、世界の平和を守る組織。私が8歳の時に作った。
8, huh?
8歳。
え
え。いや、私たちって言ったよな。俺たちを数に含めたよな。
そうね、流れで。
流れ？
奴らは組織を結成していた。ならばこちらも組織で対抗したかった。
したかった。
そう。あれはこれ以上ない好機だったわね。
つまり相手がなんかかっこいい組織名を名乗ったから対抗意識燃やしてノリで言ったってことか？
Basically?
端的に言えばそうね。思ったの。彼らは悪がリグベーダと名乗った時、ここだと。
Teacup still in hand, she strikes a pose. Oh no, she's an idiot! She seemed so together during the whole confrontation with the commander, but I guess that was basically just acting?
その決着は私一人でつける。一人ってパフェと紅茶ごちそうさま。
あ、待った待った。
I stopped Noah before she can leave.
何？
連絡先教えてくれ。
言ったでしょ。決着は一人でつける。
そういう責任の取り方はないだろう。巻き込んだって言うならリーダーとして責任取ってくれ。
You really know how to talk to Chinibios, Kakeru.
リーダー。
だろ？勇気が作った組織なんだから。
I mean, Kakeru probably has this phase himself back when he was younger. That's how you know you can manipulate the conversation with these sort of people, man. She hasn't let a smile across her face yet, but I can tell she's happy. Man, she's even easier to handle than I expected.
単独行動が好きなら俺たちと一緒にとまでは言わない。けどどうせ俺たちもこのまま黙っちゃいない。なら情報交換くらいしようぜ。
いいでしょう。
決まりだな。これ俺の ID。
He said Ling on the previous chapter, but now it's Lime. I show her my phone. Noah pulls out her own phone and starts tapping away. A few seconds later, I get a message notification. Looking forward to working with you. The message is accompanied by a surprisingly cute bear sticker. I just cannot figure this girl out, but she does seem to be a good egg.
二人にも教えていいか？
ええ。じゃあ、ありがとうございました。言ったでしょ。礼には及ばない。
Noah walks off in what she probably thinks is a mysterious and cool manner. Sora looks like she wants to say something too, but Noah leaves the restaurant before she gets the chance to. Sora's been quiet this whole time. She must still be feeling down.
一時はどうなるかと思ったけれど、よかったね、4人目の仲間。
ああ、バルなんだっけ。組織がどうたらって話になった時はどうしようかと思ったが。
笑っちゃいけないけど、私もどうしたらいいのか困ってた。
だよな。あのノリにはついていけねえわ。
Sora remains silent. Fujo looks like she's about to say something to her, but then thinks better of it.
私もそろそろ行くね。
ああ、お疲れ様。
お疲れ様。ソラちゃん、また明日ね。あ、また。
Fujo grabs her receipt and takes it to the register. Crap, she's totally planning on paying for our share too, isn't she? I want to chase after her, but she went out of her way to leave the two of us alone. I guess I can pay her back tomorrow.
腹減ったな。せっかくだし食って帰るか。ほら、何食う？
I move over to the seat across from Sora, pull out a menu and laid it open on the table. Sora gives a brief glance and hangs her head again. I was hoping to take her mind off what happened for a little while, but I guess that's not working. In that case, I might as well broach the subject.
何があった？
神社行って。
ああ。
Slowly but surely, Sora starts to talk. I don't rush her, just listen quietly.
着いたらもう先輩と司令官って人が話してて。
Yeah, that girl might be the evil eye user. But I don't know. We'll see, I guess.
能力使ってたのに、後から来たフードのゴーストって人に見つかっちゃって、胸ぐらこうグッて掴まれて、何してやがるって。それで他にユーザーいるなら電話かけて呼び出せって。
そっか。言ってたな。あいつらの目的もユーザー探し。それと通用するかどうか個人差があるみたいだな、空の能力は。
アコ先輩も心配してたのに、調子に乗って迷惑かけてごめんなさい。
Well, at least you didn't die, Sora.
言いたいことはいっぱいあるが、今は一つだけ。無事でよかった。
Sora puts her head in her hands and turns her back to me. Wait, isn't that the other way around? Puts her hands in her head. I push the menu over to her. I bet she's crying right now, but she should still be able to see it out of the corner of her eye.
ほら、何食う？早く決めろ。店員さん呼んじゃうぞ。
おごり？
アホか、自分で払え。
ケチ。
お前の方が小遣いもらってるだろ。何にする？俺ハンバーグ。
じゃあ私もハンバーグ。
オッケー。すいません。
I call a waiter over and place our order. Sora's still feeling glum, but the delicious food helps raise her spirits a little. Sora must still be feeling bad since she starts cleaning up her stuff when we get back to my place. Not only does she throw away all the trash she left lying around, she even folds her clothes and repacks them. Once she's done, she zips up her bag and gets to her feet.
じゃあ
風呂まだ掃除してないぞ。
帰ろうかなって。
うちに？
3泊もしちゃったし。
何今さら遠慮してんだよ。もうこんな時間だし、今日も泊まってけばいいだろ。
いいの？
下着とかまだあるだろ。洗濯もしたし。帰りたいなら駅まで送るけど。
泊まる。
その代わり風呂掃除な。
わかった。
Sora happily runs off to the bathroom. Normally, I find her overbearing, but when she's so straightforward and sweet, well, it's cute.
終わった。
いや、はい。
Oh, god damn it!
わかった。
She runs back to the bathroom. I take it all back. She's hopeless. I've got to be stricter with her from now on, or she'll let my kindness go to her head.
あんまり騒ぐなって何回も言っただろ。
I get up and walk to the bathroom. I need to make sure she's doing her job properly this time. I keep watch until the bath is clean to my satisfaction, then return to the living room. Okay, thank God it's not some fan service stuff where she's like naked inside. Thank you, game. We eat some snacks I bought on the way back and do our homework while we wait for the bath to fill. Once it's full, we take our baths, finish our remaining homework, and watch a movie on my laptop. Sora stifles a yawn. Looking at the clock, I realize it's nearly time for bed. The movie's just ended, so I turn off my laptop.
寝るか。
Sora goes to the bathroom. Once she's done, I finish up my own business. After brushing my teeth and relieving myself, I return to the living room. Sora's already snug in bed. After the first day, she didn't even ask if she could sleep in my bed. She just took it like it was her right. What a cheeky little brat. Sighing, I spread out the sleeping bag.
電気消すぞ。
はーい、おやすみ。
おやすみ。
I turn off the lights and crawl into the sleeping bag. It's depressing to think that I've gotten used to this cramped thing. Granted, it's better than sleeping on the floor.
ね
なんだよ。
え、寝苦しくない？それ。
Yes, probably.
今言うかそれ。
ベッドで寝なよ。
いいよ。お前意外と神経質だから寝袋じゃ眠れないだろ。
じゃなくて、一緒に寝ればいいじゃん。
I don't think that's a double bed. That's probably a single. It's not even a twin bed, Sora. That's gonna be cramped as hell.
寝た？
起きてる。
無視すんなよ。
くだらねえこと言ってんなって思って。
本気で言ってんだけど。
なおさらくだらねえ。
なんでいいじゃん。昔はよく一緒に寝てたじゃん。
お前が。そういうことかよ。
何？
たく、お前いくつだよ。
ニーヤンの一個下だけど。
知ってるよ。いつまでもガキだなってことだよ。
Hey, growing up is not about physical age, okay, Kakaru? They need to, go through some adversity and some mental struggles to grow up.
だよな。仕方ないじゃん。
Her voice trails off at the end. Man, she's such a handful. I get out of the sleeping bag and sit down beside the bed.
で、
She pokes her hand out of the covers and I take it.
眠るまでこうしててやるから。
添い寝は？
狭いからやだ。
Yeah, that's a single. That's a single. It's way too cramped.
チェ？
But despite her apparent disappointment, Sora wears a satisfied smile. She's always been like this. She talks big, but she's a total fraidy cat. The one time she watched a horror movie by accident, she was so scared of the dark that she started crying when I turned the lights off. She's not gonna be able to get to sleep tonight unless I'm next to her. While she's grown up enough not to cry about it, she's still as timid as always. We watch an action movie tonight, so I know it's not the movie that's got her scared. It's those guys.
怖かったか。
ボコボコにされるかと思った。
殴られたりはしてないんだよな。
ニーニが来るまで腕掴まれてたくらい。
何か言われたか。
フードの人の口が悪くて怖かった。男の人はなんか話し方がねっとりしてて怖かった。高坂先輩だけ心配そうにしてくれてた。
そっか。
ごめんね。
謝るな。強く止めなかった俺に責任がある。
Indeed.
助けに来てくれて。
But I feel like if we try to stop her, we would get into an argument and she would have done so anyway.
俺もこれで最後にしろよ。妹助けに行くのは兄貴なら当たり前だ。
Sora squeezes my hand. Sora and I were raised in a warm, nurturing environment. Neither of us has ever been in a fight. Being grabbed by the collar and trend was probably more than enough to terrify Sora. Well, I don't know, I guess I was left to my own devices a lot more than I thought. I actually got in a fight when I was in 2nd grade of, elementary school. I think I told this story before, but someone actually bit my arm and I punched their face, and it was turning into a scuffle. So both of our parents had to get called in. Besides,
夜道には気をつけろよ、お兄ちゃん。
Ghost's words echo in my mind. That was obviously a threat, a declaration of war even. And the fact that she purposely called me Oni-chan means she's likely targeting Sora too.
お兄ちゃん。
Sora's worried voice brings my thoughts back to the present. I must have looked a little scared too.
寝ろ。今日は疲れたろ。
おやすみ。
おやすみ。
Still holding my hand, Sora closes her eyes. It'd be easy to dismiss those guys' goals as the powerless delusions of some wannabe supervillains. But that doesn't change the fact that they bared their fangs at Sora. At all of us. They're serious about building their so-called paradise. They really believe they've been chosen for a purpose, and they won't hesitate to kill. It's even possible the reason they express happiness over the petrification is that one of them is the culprit. Either that guy, or the hooded girl. Even Kosaka-senpai might be the murderer. Even if none of them is the user of the evil eye, it's obvious they'd be more than willing to let them into their ranks. They condone murder after all. And that's not something I'm willing to let slide. But most unforgivable of all, they dared to lay a hand on my precious sister. Such a softie, freaking Kakeru. I mean, I'm a softie probably to my little sister too, but unlike Kakeru, I definitely show it. I would show it, but Kakeru doesn't really show it. He mostly tries to keep it inside of his mind.
なんだよ。
まだ手離しちゃダメだよ。
Well, unless stuff like this happens, of course. That's when he's becoming a pushover.
ちゃんと寝るまで握ってる。
目覚ましかけた？
かけたかけた。大丈夫だから寝ろ。
おやすみ。
おやすみ。
It looks like she's finally relaxed enough to sleep. A minute later, her breathing becomes soft and regular. Sora teased me about only helping Kujo because I wanted to impress her. But now I have a far more important reason to protect the city. Which was what I thought was my own reason in chapter 1. I did not want my little sister to be, you know, targeted by these murderers. I definitely like Sora a lot more than Kujo, mostly because, you know, of the familial bond. Hear me, Rigveda. If you plan on fighting us, if you plan on hurting Sora ever again, I will end you. Like, that's a bit too pompous, though. We don't even know what our powers are.
明日の朝ごはん。
寝なさい。
はい。
Wow, that's the opening? Holy moly. I think I can show that, right? I don't know. I probably could. They're censoring the naughty bits. Most of those guys actually have the stigma on their faces. 426.
いや早く遅刻するよ。
Alright, Sora. I think this is where we're gonna call it an episode. Okay, so far, definitely this game
セーブ画面だよ。
didn't really pick up the pace much. Like, the pacing is still very nice in my opinion. I don't think the pace needs work at all. I don't know what it is about this game, but I feel like the pacing is really nice. I feel like they don't really go out of their way to do a lot of filler with the, like, scenes and whatnot. Most of the scenes are literally just us, like, I don't know, maybe I'm biased towards Sora. Maybe there's actually filler in this chapter. But because it's Sora, I don't mind actually finding out more about her personality and about her dynamic and Takeru. But I don't know. In the first chapter, I think with Kujo, even though I don't like her as much as Sora, I was still feeling the same way. Like, I was getting to know them pretty well, right? And I don't think those scenes feel like filler. unlike in most other like visual novels. But yeah, that was a pretty nice episode. Nice recording session, if I do say so myself. So yeah, I believe this is gonna be where I end the episode. So hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Give this video a like if you guys like it. Sub if you guys haven't. Patreon will be getting these episodes early access along with everything uncensored. Though probably it's not gonna be until 2 more episodes or 3 more episodes until we uncensor some stuff. And also for people on YouTube that aren't on Patreon just yet, feel free to become a free member because that's gonna be where I put first episode previews of future playthroughs. Alright, I'll see you guys on YouTube in 2 to 3 days. People on Patreon, I'll see you guys tomorrow.